Welcome to Seeds of Thought. I am glad you took the time to stop by. When I was a kid, I used to wait for someone to show up and fix everything. I thought maybe one day the right person, the right break, the right miracle would finally arrive, but they never did. And that's when I learned the first law of success. No one's coming, but that's the best news you'll ever hear. Because once you stop waiting, you start building. You stop surviving, and you start creating. That's the moment you stop being a victim of your story and become the author of it. Let me break this down into 10 parts so you can get a clear picture of what I mean. Part 1, the pain of waiting. Let's be real. Some of you are tired. Tired of trying. Tired of being strong for everyone else. Tired of doing the right thing and still losing. You've watched people with less talent get further. You've been overlooked, underestimated, and maybe even abandoned. And somewhere deep down, you've started believing that maybe life just isn't fair. Here's the truth. Life isn't fair. But it is faithful to those who stay in the game long enough to learn the rules. Pain point. Most people quit not because they can't make it, but because they expect life to feel fair. Solution: stop negotiating with unfairness. Learn to build even when you're bleeding. You win when you stop expecting comfort and start mastering chaos. Part 2, the weight of excuses. I didn't have a father. I didn't have support. I didn't go to the right school. I've heard every excuse. I've used most of them myself. But let's call it what it is. A shield we hide behind when we're scared to demand more of ourselves. Pain point. Excuses feel like protection, but they're actually prison walls. Solution: replace excuses with evidence. Every day, do one thing that proves you're not who you used to be. Progress destroys pity. You don't need someone to open the door for you. You just need to knock louder. Part 3, when no one believes in you. Here's a truth they don't tell you. Before anyone believes in your dream, you'll have to believe in it alone. There's a lonely stretch between where you are and where you want to be. You'll have days when even your reflection doubts you. That's the part that breaks most people, because they think belief is supposed to be mutual. It's not. Pain point. Most people collapse in isolation because they mistake silence for rejection. Solution: learn to validate yourself. Your consistency will make more noise than their applause ever could. When you start producing results, the same people who ignored you will suddenly remember your name. Part 4, the discomfort equation. Growth hurts because it destroys who you were before. Every dream demands a version of you that doesn't exist yet. And that's the trade. Pain for progress. You're not tired because you're weak. You're tired because you're shedding layers that no longer fit your destiny. Pain point. We avoid pain, but it's the only gym that builds character. Solution: don't pray for it to be easier. Train to be stronger. Every obstacle is either your excuse or your education. Part 5, failure. The best teacher you'll ever have. You failed? Good. You fell? Even better, because every fall shows you what needs fixing. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try. Pain point. Failure feels final because we were never taught how to use it. Solution: turn failure into feedback. Write down why it happened and what you'll do differently. Every failure should fund your future wisdom. Part 6, how to reprogram your mind. The biggest battle is not out there. It's in here. Your mind is either your weapon or your worst enemy. Pain point. Most people repeat mental loops of "I'm not enough," "it's too late," or "I always mess up." Solution: interrupt the pattern. Every time your mind says "I can't," respond with "then I'll learn." Your words rewire your identity. Say it out loud. I'm not waiting for permission. I'm building without applause. Part 7, discipline is freedom. Everyone wants freedom, but freedom without discipline is just chaos dressed up as choice. Pain point. People crave results, but reject routines. They want the reward without the repetition. Solution: build a system that outlives your motivation. Discipline doesn't need excitement. It only needs commitment. The gym, the journaling, the studying, the practice, that's not punishment. That's preparation. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. Part 8, purpose. Pleasure. You can chase pleasure or you can pursue purpose, but you can't serve both. Pleasure says, feel good now. Purpose says, do good now and feel powerful later. Pain point. Most people trade their long-term destiny for short-term comfort. Solution: Delay gratification. Every time you resist the urge to quit, you earn compound interest in confidence. Success isn't built in a moment of hype, it's built in a decade of small, quiet decisions that no one sees. Part 9. Your environment is your engine. Show me your circle and I'll show you your ceiling. Pain point. You can't grow in soil that's choking your roots. If your environment doesn't challenge you, it's suffocating you. Solution: audit your circle. Surround yourself with people who talk about execution, not excuses. If you can't find those people, become one and you'll attract them. Part 10. Write your own story. You can't control how your story starts, but you can absolutely control how it ends. Pain point. Most people live life reacting to what happened instead of creating what's next. Solution: grab the pen. Define what winning means to you. Not to your parents, not to society, not to the internet, to you. Because when you know your why, every how finds a way. So here is the unspoken contract: no one's coming to save you. But if you decide to save yourself, everything changes. The storm doesn't stop. The pain doesn't disappear. But you become unbreakable. You become the kind of person who can't be ignored, the kind that doesn't wait for the door to open. They build their own. Your life is waiting for the day you stop waiting, so stop hoping someone will write your story. Pick up the pen, bleed on the page if you must, but write your destiny anyway, because your struggle might just be someone else's survival guide.